Hello, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Okay, I'm going to give this a few moments for people to join. Sorry for the delay. And I'm taking a deep breath just because the delay was a tech issue and it was stressing me out. All right. How are you doing? Take this moment to really check in with yourself. Really ask yourself, how am I doing? Maybe you're feeling great. And that's great if you are. Maybe you're feeling really tired, physically exhausted. It's important to honor that. Maybe you're struggling emotionally with any number of things. That's okay too. Don't judge it. Don't tell yourself that you should or shouldn't be thinking or feeling something. Just acknowledge that it's there. Honor what is true for you. And just be in this space with me and whoever else may be joining us. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to do this live because, one, it's easier, but the biggest reason is that I wanted to have this experience together, literally together, whether it was just me and maybe somebody watching this later, but I knew even for a few moments that somebody else would probably be jumping on. But whether there are just a couple of us or whether there are many of us, I wanted to take an opportunity for us all to come together, to be in this moment, in this time, in this space, wherever you are in the world, whatever you may or may not be struggling with, for us all just to be here together right now for this time. Because this energy that we will be creating is not just for us as individuals, which of course that is a big part of it, but as we settle in and we connect with one another here energetically, there are ripple effects out to the people that we may be around, the people that we're connecting to virtually, and ultimately it continues to ripple out. So doing this together live, I think, is a beautiful way to just really feel into, especially if you're feeling lonely or isolated. It's a beautiful way to just know that you're not alone, that none of us are alone, even if physically we may not have seen anybody other than maybe the grocer for some time, or even for some time to come. So I'm going to walk you through shall I call it a meditation? I know that for some people that word just kind of like, no, I don't want to do a meditation. But remember, for me, a meditation is just a very intentional practice of being in the moment. Just giving yourself an opportunity to focus inward. And I know that that can be challenging, especially when there's a lot going on inside. But we need to take these moments to focus inward so that we can honor and take care of ourselves. So, hi everybody. Welcome. Oh, Kelly, thank you. I'm glad it feels that way. So, hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So really, it's telling me that there are 14 of us here. As we move into this meditation, and there may be more who join, but as we move into this process, this experience, this practice together, just try to let yourself connect to the truth of not being alone in whatever you might be going through, however you might be feeling. Even if it's, I know that I generally am talking about abuse, really heavy stuff, but this is this is not just about that. This is about the reality that we all struggle. Long before COVID, we all struggle. Doesn't matter what our history is. And so taking this moment to really recognize that whatever you may be struggling with, whatever you may be feeling, whatever your fears may be, as you sit through this practice, feel that sense of not being alone, knowing that there are other people, even people maybe watching on replay, or for those of you watching on replay, knowing that currently there are other people who get it. Because there is so much right now that many of us, probably the majority of us, are experiencing to some degree. So, as we get started, and I don't plan on making this incredibly long, the meditation piece of it. So if you can, whatever you're on, your phone or your tablet, your computer, try to maybe mute some other things that are maybe in the background there. Make sure that you're in a position that you can feel comfortable. And if it feels okay to you, of course, as long as you're not driving, if it feels okay to you, allowing an opportunity for you to just kind of rest. Let your body relax. Allow your eyes to close. And just take these few moments to rest. Catch your breath. Give your mind an opportunity to let go of all of that stuff that's out there. It will still be there when we're done. So, just noticing your breath. And again, if it feels comfortable, closing your eyes. Feeling your seat or your body if you're lying down, but just feeling your body weight sink in to the surface below you. Even if you're on the floor, just really letting your body weight and the parts of your body that are connected to something below you feel the weight of your body settle in and sink in. If focusing on your breath does not feel okay to you, or if you're struggling with breathing through your nose because of allergies or whatever it might be, you don't have to do it exactly the way that I'm saying. The idea, the most important thing is that you breathe. We tend to hold our breath, we tend to breathe very shallowly. So just making sure that you are breathing. But if it feels available to you and it feels okay, as you notice your breath, just allow the breath to deepen. Maybe you extend that inhalation just a second longer. Maybe as you exhale, you feel a bit more contraction in your belly. So just letting yourself fully oxygenate your blood. Letting your lungs fill and filter the air. And with each exhalation, allowing your body to sink in a little further as you relax your muscles. Noticing, where are you feeling any tension or any pain? When you inhale, see if you can imagine that breath moving into those spaces, clearing the tension, the pain. And as you exhale, releasing whatever that tension may be. Just give yourself a few moments to notice where that tension may live. Maybe hanging around. Maybe it's even been there for a little while, but you haven't really paid that much attention. Maybe you recognize that you're clenching your jaw. Just this week, I've had 3 different individual sessions with people who have talked to me about noticing that they're clenching their teeth. So noticing, do you feel like your jaw is tight? Breathing in, letting that oxygen circulate through your jaw muscles, releasing that tension. If your jaw does feel tight, maybe putting your tongue at the roof of your mouth for a moment to release those muscles. Scanning your body and noticing where you might be feeling other tension. Continuing on your exhale to very visually see that tension release as you let that air go. We tend to hold so much tension in our jaw, in our shoulders, our hips, and even our feet and fists, our hands. We can kind of clench there as well. So letting your body relax a little bit deeper, sinking in a little bit further. And if it feels comfortable to you, maybe putting your left hand over your heart area and either putting your right hand above your left hand or maybe putting your right hand at your lower belly and just letting it rest. Maybe you're noticing the rise and fall of your chest or your belly as you breathe, as you inhale and exhale. Just connect with the rise and fall. Connecting to the way that the breath fills your body, feeling it as it leaves your body. Noticing the capacity of the expansion in your chest and in your belly. Connecting the energy, the healing energy in your hands to both your heart and your root. And again, if it feels comfortable, keeping your eyes closed as I walk you through this next part, grounding us into the earth, into one another. Imagine, if you can, roots of a plant or a tree. Just visualize what that looks like. Imagine for a moment, whether you're sitting or lying, imagine there are roots sprouting and connecting you to the surface below, penetrating that surface, growing stronger and wider, going all the way through that surface down into the ground, down further into the earth. Imagining the earth and all of those nutrients, all of that life, your roots connecting. Imagining for a moment the connection to all of those here in this moment together in different parts of the world, those roots reaching out, joining us together, grounding you further and deeper, steadying you, getting stronger, feeling your connection to the earth and all that around you. Imagining those roots, not just with the people here, but the people that you care about, the people that you're missing. Imagining those roots reaching out and intertwining with theirs. Feeling the strength as they connect and wrap around one another. Noticing your breath again, just making sure that you are breathing and not holding your breath. And breathe in your connection to all that is good and powerful around you. Breathing in the love within you, the love that you get from those connected roots. Letting it reach your heart. If you notice any unsettledness or fear or doubt, just as you exhale, allow yourself to release whatever that may be. And as those roots hold you, steady you, imagine coming back up through your body as the roots remain grounded. Start reconnecting to your feet, your knees, your hips, your heart, your throat, and your mind. Continuing to notice the rise and fall of your chest as you continue to breathe. Feeling the warmth between your hand and your chest. Noticing and recognizing that that is the energy from those roots. That we feel the energy from all those that we connect with in our heart and in our mind. We are not alone. As much as we may feel isolated, as much fear as we may have that other people wouldn't understand or would judge, whatever we're feeling, there are so many other people who are feeling similarly, who are also afraid of judgment. There is no shame in feeling whatever you might feel. There certainly is no shame in struggling. Even as an introvert, there's no shame in feeling lonely. And when you feel ready, you can come back fully into your body, taking a moment to open your eyes very slowly, especially if it's bright around you. Maybe letting a big exhale go through your mouth, releasing any tension that might still be present. I know that doing something like this every day may be or feel unavailable to you. It may feel uncomfortable to do it. But giving yourself some time and space every day to connect within yourself, to really help yourself understand the connection that you do have to so many people that you don't even know, really can make a difference. Checking in with yourself periodically and asking yourself, what do I want right now? What do I need right now? And it can be something small. In fact, most of the time, it is something relatively small. We don't typically need something really, really big, but we tend to dismiss the things that we want and need. Particularly at a time like this, we think, well, there's so many other people struggling so much more, no matter how much we might be struggling. That's minimizing, by the way. So taking moments here and there to just check in with yourself, connect with your breath, connect with your body, connect with your heart. It's kind of amazing sometimes how something seemingly as simple as just closing your eyes and putting your hand over your heart, just what that can do for you, can not sometimes bring up a lot of emotion because we can be so disconnected from what we feel in our body. So please practice taking moments to really connect within yourself and honor where you're at and what you need. Thank you. I am going to take some moments and go through the comments, but I just wanted to have a sense of editing the description so I can let people know when I ended that part. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me from Scotland. Hello, Oregon. Um, Ashley, I'm glad it helped. I'm glad it helped, Isabella. We are all feeling the stress of this. And sometimes it might be relatively minor. Other moments, other days, it may feel really significant. And that is actually pretty normal, not just for somebody who's experienced childhood trauma. It's actually just a pretty normal human experience because we don't know. Our lives are not predictable right now. There's some things that we could kind of count on in the short term. But no matter where we are in the world, there is a fairly significant amount of unknown and uncertainty. So being stressed, being irritable, feeling the desire to pull back, all of that is something that what you might consider, what society might consider like healthy people or normal people or strong people or whatever, which I think is all just kind of not accurate and harming. But everybody is feeling it. They may not recognize that they feel it. we are masters, right, at distracting and denying and avoiding and minimizing. That's how we cope. And the whole world right now is coping with this uncertainty and grief. The reality is a lot of people have lost their lives. And so many of you may be feeling a lot of grief for the death of somebody that you love. And it's so important to honor not just that grief, but the reality of what that loss and that grief looks like at this time, because it's not a normal circumstance. If you are struggling financially with all of this going on, it's not a normal experience of financial struggle. And if you were struggling financially before this, you know that, right? This does add layers to that stress and fear. There's nothing normal about this time. We can't expect ourselves to just go on and, okay, I can't go out and I have to wear a mask or should wear a mask or whatever. Yes, of course, that's part of it, but it's bigger than that. And it's important to let yourself realize that and that you're not alone in it. Because if you're judging yourself for being stressed out, for being worried, for struggling, for feeling like you've had some setbacks, which I have a video on that, there are no setbacks. But if you feel like you have been set back in whatever growth or healing you might have done, please know that it's not a setback. We are all feeling it in some way or another. So it's really important to be very gentle and kind to yourself. And taking moments like we just had together to do that can make a really significant difference. Watch this video again if you need a guided way to do that. I'm sure there are lots of other videos as well, audios. Give yourself the time and space to connect within and honor you. And to be honest, I have to remind myself of this too. It is a practice that we all need to be very mindful of during this time. So you're not alone. Southern California. Welcome, everybody. So, again, thank you all for being part of my family, my YouTube family, my Courageous Journeys family. Your presence, I've said this before, but it is true, and I'm reminded of it often. Your presence is what inspires me to show up, to remember, why do I keep talking about this? Why do I allow myself to feel frustrated and protective about things that people say, not very supportive people necessarily, but people say, well, you should just let go. You can't do anything about that. No, I'm not going to let it go. We've let too many things go for far too long. And people continue to be hurt and shamed when we just let things go. And it's you, your presence, your courage that motivates and inspires me to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep speaking. So thank you. I'm so glad that you're feeling better. That makes my heart happy. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for being you. Take that in a moment. I'm going to say that again. Thank you for being you, just as you are. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time. Bye, everybody.